I'm Sara and I'm from Sheffield / Manchester. So just began a few days ago. So cycling from Sheffield to Palestine. Arrived in London last night. I've been saying I'm going to cycle to Palestine for quite a while, and yeah, it's kind of become just like a series of words. I'm going to cycle to Palestine, I'm going to cycle to Palestine. And so the past few days has been like the reality hitting of what it really means to cycle 5,000 miles. In the summer I kind of cycled a lot in the UK and would cycle like festival to festival, but not more than like a few days at a time. Yeah, this is my first long distance cycle adventure. I grew up in like a Jewish community, a Jewish family, and have been to like Israel and Palestine quite a few times. Like Israel when I was growing up, and then when I went to university I started going out to the West Bank in the summers. I really like cycling, I really want to go to Palestine. Maybe I'll just combine the two. I feel quite a strong sense of responsibility for what's happening on those lands, and feel like it's a time when I need to be there to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. This is Tara, green Tara, and I made her last year. It took a long time, but she has been a dream of like building her for quite a while. I kind of had the frame and then painted it. Got her together using kind of like a mixture of second-hand bits from like jumble sales or like bike shops, and then some new bits as well. And then slowly like added more things. I just got a new saddle for the trip, and a new rack that's kind of good for touring. But yeah, she's my baby. I love her. The kind of workshops that I do my bike in, they often have green oil, and I'd always want to try and use green oil when I can, because it's just more ecological and I'd rather use that on my bike. So we're at the London Bike Kitchen. I did learn a lot when I was building my bike, but I still feel like I've got a lot to learn. A couple of weeks ago I did like a women's maintenance class in Sheffield, which was kind of really helpful. But I'm still learning lots, and so really appreciate spaces like this where you can just get together in a really kind of like non-hierarchical way, and it's just more kind of skill sharing and do it yourself. I've learned the first 2 rules of bike mechanics. The first one is don't be sexist, and the second one is always keep your bike clean. And I'm still trying to remember all the others, but they're the most important. So I have a blog, milkhoneyandbicycles.wordpress.com.
My name's Jack, I'm from London, I live in Angel, just down the road. My bike is an old Italian tourer that I kind of tricked out into more of a leisurely cruiser. Bought the frame on eBay and the front basket, and then got it powder coated and played around with some of the parts. I use this every day. I sell fish for a living, so it's handy to have something that you can load up. I can take my bits to work with me. It's kind of utility, it's practical, but it's also very comfortable. It's got a Duomatic coaster hub, which means it's got 2 different gear settings. It's got an easy one to get you away from traffic lights, and then it drops down a notch to give you a bit of welly on the flat, which makes it great for poodling around London. It's also got a coaster brake, so when you pedal backwards, it stops. I have been cycling all my life. I've always cycled in London. I've never really seen the point in getting the bus or sitting on the tube when you can just go on a bike. It's much less stressful, and it's much nicer and much better for you. And then I think, you know, growing up in suburbia, you cycle on the roads there and then gradually ease yourself into the kind of hectic central London cycling. I think there's just a certain amount of common sense and a certain amount of knowing not to go up the left-hand side of lorries and staying at the back of cars. And when you've got something like this that isn't quite as manoeuvrable as you know, my single speed or my racer, you tend to just hang at the back anyway. I've had a crate of beer in there once, and that's certainly the heaviest thing. But you go around a corner with something heavy in the front, and it is terrifying. I'm a member of an amazing bike shop up the road, actually, called My Cycle, and they let you sign up as a member and use their workshop for free. So I actually built this in there with a lot of help from them. And as you can probably see, this hasn't had its spring clean yet, and is overdue a bit of lube. I'm a conservationist by training, So any kind of eco-friendly things, I'm all for, as long as they do a good job. I just bash it on, turn the wheel around, spread it. I think it's good actually. I mean, my bike was definitely in need of some lubrication, and it instantly is much smoother and quieter. So, seems good to me.
You've been watching the Bicycle Bulletin. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Next time, we'll go cycling with comedian Ben Norris.
Colourful bikes for colourful people.
Green oil, developed and manufactured in the United Kingdom. No PTFE, no petrochemicals. Green oil utilises 27 different plants in its manufacture. Green oil.
P20, once a day sun protection for active people. Join us on Facebook to find out more.